All right, so we've got 3 games to go, John. Iowa State holds its own cards. They can actually win this thing. I know that sounds preposterous, but go over your thoughts on Iowa State. Picked to finish last, and now, like I said, they could win it. Far-fetched, of course, but they could still do it.
Yeah, I think the fact that they were picked last in every publication, I mean, it wasn't just the Big 12 preseason media poll. If you picked up any of the magazines, they all picked Iowa State last. I think that keeps these guys from worrying about whether or not they control their own destiny, all that stuff right now. They can really just focus on Nebraska. I mean, you can't look beyond that, obviously, with a team in the top 10 coming into your stadium on Saturday, a team that's going to be hell-bent for revenge. But it is cool to be able to say on November 1st that Iowa State's still in the race, because who would have thought that even that was a possibility? So everything else is gravy. If they do happen to put themselves in that position where they are playing for the title on the last game against Missouri, that's great. But right now, just the ability to say it's November 1st and Iowa State's still in the race, that's a pretty awesome accomplishment right there.
And hanging with Nebraska's not out of the thought process. I mean, winning down at Texas, for example, and
Right.
winning at Nebraska last year.
Exactly. I think those two things give Iowa State some confidence in this game. The flip side of the equation is the 3 top 10 teams they've played, they have not played well. And so I think they want to prove that they can play with one of the best teams in the country. I don't think there's any doubt that Nebraska is in that category. And so just a tremendous opportunity for these guys to really show how far they've come. But it's one game. It's way more important of a game because they can get bowl eligibility than it is thinking about the conference race or revenge factors or playing a top 10 team or any of that other stuff. The thing that matters most for this team right now is if they win this game, they're bowl eligible, and that too would be an awesome accomplishment in year 2 for Coach Rhodes. To be bowl eligible the first 2 years would be phenomenal.
How do you stop Nebraska's rushing?
That's a great question, because nobody's done it yet, except for Texas, which has tremendous speed defensively and can fill those gaps, but that's what you have to do. Wally Burnham's a great coach, and Paul Rhodes has a great defensive mind as well. That being said, Iowa State did not have any ability to do that against Oklahoma or Utah or Iowa. So they've got to be a better football team. They've got to be more sound, and they've got to be a great tackling team to have a chance to do it. If they can force Nebraska to throw the football, I know that's what everybody's tried to do to Nebraska this year. Oklahoma State paid a price for it, but that has to be how you approach Nebraska, I think. There's no other way to do it than to say, okay, we've got to stack up and try to stop the run and force them to throw over the top and beat us that way, because you pick your poison with a great team like Nebraska.
All right, thanks, John.
Thank you.